biggest fan, as Lee will attest. I'm not his biggest fan, but you want players like him that want to revel in victories, in derbies, because
definitely.
and understand what it means and stuff. That's what we really want.
Also, Steve, if Donkey could turn it around and become a bit of a cult hero again, like he's almost like a Sissoko moment, isn't he, Doherty? And people are sort of taking to him now. Then maybe Royale could at some point.
But Sissoko was never really, really good. Doherty, whatever you want to call him, he was decent enough at Wolves, and now we're seeing him returning to that kind of semblance of form, which would really, would really help us out massively if he could do that regularly. We'd be really happy with that, I think.
But talking about Sissoko, I remember being at Wembley. I think we played Chelsea, and Sissoko turned around and he just did this sliding tackle, and the whole stand just looked at each other and they were like, "What the fuck has he just done?" It's absolutely amazing.
Just changing the topic slightly, and it's part of that game. Did anyone see Antonio's elbow on Dyer?
Yeah.
I mean, how did that not get a red?
I don't know. How does VAR not see that? That's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Awful.
It
was a forearm smash, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was right in the face. Yeah.
But going back
completely off the ball,
he's been so bad. People are bigging up Aurier more better than what he actually was. I liked Aurier actually. I liked Aurier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he attacked.
Couldn't take a throw in though, could he?
No, but I think the fans are making him sound a lot better than he actually was. He was all right, Aurier.
Yeah, he was okay. He had good moments.
He was numero uno.
Did anybody see yesterday that thing where Zuma kicked the ball at Sonny and he fell over the claps? And then Reggie ran in and I just thought that whole scene was just pathetic.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then Sonny bumped into the ref and went down as well, didn't he? That's first. Like, oh, come on, son.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the dark arts and then there's this shit.
Yeah, I know. And why is Reggie, when he gets into the box, falling over? He's just diving.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
VAR's never going to give you that, are they?
So pisses me every time he gets into promising positions. I think we spoke about this last week, didn't we, on the pod, Lee, about him getting into promising. You should know. You should listen to it, Andy. Yeah. You're supposed to have listened to it, son. You should know.
But I think I was abused on that pod, and I was mentally affected. So.
You were, to be fair. So, what about so what happened with the protesters? What is it they're protesting about as well? Can anyone remind me? Refresh my memory. What is it?
Now, I've got to say to you, I don't really know what they're protesting about.
It's about oil.
It's not really an interest to me.
I thought it was about Harry Kane's free kicks.
As sorry as I have to say that, but I've got to be honest. To sit down on the high road with Tottenham West Ham game, you've got to have some stones, because some people don't even want to stand up in the high road.
Yeah, exactly.
Sitting down on it.
Yeah. I didn't see them in the high road, but yeah.
Yeah, they were just sat down with their t-shirts on.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus.
Was that in the dark? Was that after the game?
It was after the game as well.
So when it's all dark and everybody's just wanting to get home.
Yeah, I think
they just didn't get trampled on.
I heard, but after the game, I see them and I thought, they're brave, Jesus.
Yeah. Or stupid, I don't know.
Well, there's a fine line, isn't there, I guess?
There's a fine It's a blurred line there. Okay, so overall, I thought it was a controlled and professional performance, and we finally broken that sequence. Win lose win lose win lose win lose win lose win lose win win win.
Yeah.
So things to discuss. Andy, you wanted to ask about Bentancur and Dembele.
Oh yeah. I was talking to someone yesterday about we've always been going on about Dembele and missing Dembele, but I actually think with Bentancur, I actually think he offers a lot more than Dembele ever offered. And I know people just go crazy about Dembele and they say he's, the best player that ever played for Poch's team and all this kind of stuff. And I get all that because he was.
Do you not think that's a bit early to be saying that? Because I feel that Bentancur has had a great start, and I think he probably, in terms of balance, he's probably bringing similar balance to the side that Dembele did. But from the feedback or from the input that there's been about him, he doesn't score a lot of goals, so we're not going to see, for example, a lot of goals in a similar way to Dembele. So I think where people are making those comparisons to Dembele, I see that as being like, I'm not sure. I think for me personally, I think it's too early to suddenly be raising him above Dembele and what he contributed to the side.
I may change my mind next week, of course.
Well, you likely will. That's why I'm just putting that in now. So let Simon. Do you want to just jump in quickly? Just let Simon jump in.
I was so. I think it's an interesting point, and I think, as you say, it's early days. Could he possibly? Yes, of course he could. He could. I think the marker for me is in all the times that I saw Dembele play, I never saw him get dispossessed off the ball until it sort of came down to his final half season where his completely fucked, basically.
Yeah. And then it was sad to watch, wasn't it?
It was basically impossible to get the ball off him. So to get to the point I'm trying to make is that if Bentancur can get to that kind of get to that level or maintain that kind of that steadfastness, and he will be able to claim that crown. I don't think he's quite there yet.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you say, Simon. But I think actually they're very different players. So Dembele he wasn't particularly good at passing, but what he was good at was transitioning up the pitch, getting past players so that you took them out the game.
Because you couldn't get the ball off him. So he just shake you off and go.
But I think
unless you were Pogba in the semi-final.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, we won't talk about that.
One thing that Dembele didn't have to his game, there was enough goals, and perhaps that's something that if Bentancur can up his goal ratio, and be a good, be a key scorer from midfield, then I think he could be the eventual replacement.
But I guess back to the point I made, I think earlier, is if we're seeing a spine develop between Højbjerg, Bentancur, Kulusevski, down, and then down to Kane, Son, whoever it is, we're seeing a spine develop, then that's what we want, because everyone was complaining we lost our backbone. What you end up with is having passing.
And I think this is it. Yeah.
And actually, you just want a straight spine and a tight core, and then you can hang things off it. So I think it's possible that he could mold into that under Conte, and that's what we'll see from him. So I'm excited to see that develop.
Yeah. No, absolutely, I am.
So
I'm excited.
Cool. Talking of Conte, just before the Brighton game, he was in the news and the media talking about if the club or if the board or whatever don't share his vision, then him at the end of the season they'd have to have discussions and stuff like that and walk away. And there were a lot of fans that were getting angry and moaning and saying, shut up, I've had enough and I'm bored of this and all this sort of bollocks. But do you think, I'm wondering if after having comprehensively put West Ham away, following after so quickly after the Brighton result and starting to maybe see some consistency, that they would still feel that way, or whether they would more be inclined to agree and want the club to come out and back him.
Well, I think at the moment it's all about Conte choosing his words better, really. I think I don't know why he feels he needs to say that, because I don't think it helps anybody.
But does he? He doesn't say anything different, does he? He just says.
No, he doesn't. No, you're right. You're right.
A lot of the time, he'll say is like, again, I will say so. Like basically saying, look, you're asking me the same question. I'm giving you the same answer. You know, if you keep
they're repeatedly asking him.
I'll just keep giving you the same answer. So there's not much I can do.
Two ways of looking at it, though. People will say, good, I'm glad he's saying these things. He's holding the clubs, leave his feet to the fire. Mm-hmm. And then there's another way of looking at it, is that he's saying basically, I'm too good for your club.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It'd be much better if he didn't say anything.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Why would people be thinking that? Because he's saying that he's enjoying his time at the club, and he loves being here.
He's also saying, "I'll leave if you don't support me." Yeah.
You don't support me, and we don't. Things
but he
don't
said that about every club. He said that about every club that he's been at, though.
Yeah,
he has.
A lot of what fans think as well, though. We all do think that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. But you don't want your manager repeatedly saying it, because
no, you don't. It don't look good for him to say,
and it doesn't. It's not good for the players either, because they must think, well, is he off?
No, it's not. But as I said, I think it's a lot of what we actually think as well.
But
you're right. Yeah,
I mean, Andy, that's a great point. But but the players, it's not affecting the players' performance. Generally, I know obviously we've had this win loss thing, but we are winning and the performances are improving. So the perceived uncertainty in the media, or the media driven perceived uncertainty, doesn't seem to be affecting the players. So it seems to be something that is being made more of in the media than actually is a real thing.
And I think, going back to your point, Steve, you're right. I think if you win a few games on the trot, no one really gives a shit. And,
but you're right. But if he mentions it, the media are just going to keep on asking him, "Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay next season?" Because he keeps mentioning, "Back me or I'm gone."
It doesn't.
What are they going to do? They're going to just keep asking him that question.
That's the wrong way around, Lee. He doesn't mention it. He doesn't just come into a conference and go, "Oh, by the way, back me or I'm leaving." They ask him a question and he answers that question.
I wish he would. That'd be brilliant.
He doesn't start the conversation with, "Oh, by the way, today I want to talk to you about the fact that if they don't back me, I'm leaving." And then they go, "Okay, well,
but he doesn't need to say anything.
He's saying, though, it's fair enough to want the backing, but still be respectful to the fans and the club.
And the club. Say that to Levy behind closed doors.
Yeah, and he could, and I agree. He could do that, and it'd be nice if he just said, I've answered that. I'm not answering that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I've answered that. You've asked me that question last time, and I think who was it who said that? I don't know if it was. It might have been Tuchel who was like, I'm trying to talk about football.
The other day,
he did. Yeah.
Like after the game, they're talking about ownership. I said, well, hold on. I thought we'd come to talk about the match. If you want to talk about the match, talk about the match, and that is the level. That's where we need Conte to get to in terms of his
I think so.
management of the media.
It's a bit like Jamie in the darts. We all know he sticks them in.
Yeah.
So we don't need to keep asking the question. He doesn't need to keep saying things.
In fact, we don't really need to tell anybody anymore about it, do we?
No, not really. I still recommend we tweet about it as much as possible.
Yeah, for the sake of clarity of cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been going. Probably we're close to Simon's cut-off point, I think. So we'll move on this day. Because it'll just disappear. So we'll move on to on this day. And it seems that on this day, we seem to like to beat Leicester. So we beat them in 1999 in the Worthington Cup final.
Oh, yeah.
With
a classic
Nielsen
game. The most enjoyable game of all time.
Nice. And Nielsen got the winner. That was obviously unfortunately, the game that the late Justin Edinburgh managed to get himself sent off in.
That's true.
But so a good win nonetheless for the club.
And then weren't a bad little cup side back in those days, were they? On the old Worthington Cup and all that sort of stuff. They got to a couple of finals, didn't they? They weren't bad cup sides.
Yeah,
but we were better, Ben. We were better. Just ask Ramon Vega. He's happy to tell you. He's happy to tell you that we were better on the day, and he helped us win a trophy.
What I like about Ramon is that when Spurs say, "Oh, you were shit, Ramon," he says, "Yeah, but I won the League Cup for you."
But I won you the League Cup with a broken leg, so fuck you.
Exactly.
Literally, but fuck you. So and then
that's what I was saying about Employee of the Month.
And then in this